Roberto Martinoli, President and CEO, Silversea Cruises.
Well, Roberto, we are here in the Philippines for the WTTC. A lot of people are optimistic about the future of the travel industry across the world, and the responses that we're getting are quite positive. It seems that normality seems to be at hand now. What's your take on this?
Well, we see it in real life. So we have 75% of all cruise ships are back into operation by now, and we expect to have 100% back into operation by this summer. So, compared to what we've been going through the last 2 years, I think that we can be, definitely we can be optimistic, no question about that.
I have to ask you this. First time in the Philippines, and how is it?
Well, my first time in the Philippines, and I'm really delighted to be here. I spent a fabulous weekend in a little island close to Manila, and it was great. And I'm very happy to be here because we, as in the cruise industry, we hire a lot of Filipino crew, and they do a phenomenal job for us. So we are very thankful for what the Filipino crew are doing for us, and they create a special bonding with our guests, which is exceptionally good. Yes.
Fantastic. The cruise industry plays a key role for tourism, and as travelers begin to pack their bags and see places once again, where do you see the industry this 2022 and beyond?
Well, I think that 2022 still is a transition year. The Omicron and other events around the world, unfortunately, have been slowing down a little bit, but it was a very promising year to start, but 2023 is probably going to be the year where we will go back to normalcy. We've seen it yesterday also in the presentation of WTTC, where the projection for 2023 are to go back to the levels of 2019. So, and we really see it. We see this happening, absolutely.
And adding to that, of course, are the jobs that are being created of the coming back of the industry, especially for the cruise industry.
Absolutely. So we are back. We are back almost with 100% of the fleet. So jobs that were temporarily lost or kind of kept on hold are back. And I think that we are going to be having the opposite problem, that we are going to be having an opportunity to hire a lot more people, because one of the good things, of the positive things of this pandemic is people have understood how important is travel to them.
It's very true indeed, very true indeed. Silver Cruise has officially launched its 10th ship, I believe so. I think it's the Silver Dawn.
Yeah.
Tell me something about it. And does this mean that we're going to see the light of the end of the tunnel now?
Well, indeed, we are seeing light at the end of the tunnel, and the Silver Dawn is a testimony of that. We've been launching her a few weeks back in Lisbon. Actually, April 1st was her first revenue cruise out of Lisbon. It was great. We enjoyed being, with trade partners and people from the industry and travel agents on board of her, and it's been very successful, and you can tell that there is a lot of energy and a lot of desire to go back to normalcy.
A lot of people are excited to go back. And what about plans for Asia Pacific, perhaps, or other parts of the world? Let me say, any expansion plans or any more fleets coming up?
Sure. Well, we are very focused on Asia Pacific. We have a sales and marketing office in Australia. So Australia, New Zealand, Asia Pacific in general is our third source market after US and UK. So we are very present, and not only are we present to source passengers, but we are also present with ships operating there. So we have a ship actually starting in Australia, in the Kimberley Island, June 4 now, so very, very soon, and immediately after cruise is resuming in Australia, and we have 3 more ships coming this summer for Australia. So in December and January we'll have 3 more ships, including 1 ship that will do our world cruise starting first time ever in Sydney, Australia. So Asia Pacific is big. Other than that, we are touching 900 destinations all over the world. At any given time, we have sailed 900 different destinations, all 7 continents. We do Arctic, Antarctica, Kimberley. We really cover many parts of the world. And new things that we've been doing recently is going to Antarctica with a fly and cruise program. So you don't you don't start with a ship from South America, but you fly to Antarctica, King George Island, so you can do a shorter itinerary and you have to be at sea for 4 days. So for those that have less time, it's a great opportunity. We have a new class of ships coming out of Germany next year. In July from Southampton, we'll start the Silver Nova, which is a revolutionary project in terms of sustainability. So we are very, very happy, looking forward to present our Silver Nova, very sustainable ship to the market.
So very much aligned to the sustainability here at WTTC. Today is the last day and it marks the end of the Global Summit. What do you think is the importance of having such gatherings of the travel industry? It's been almost about 2 years, I reckon so.
Well, actually, last year in May, we were in Cancun for WTTC, and it was my first trip after the pandemic. I remember that very well because of that. So I think the WTTC is a great event. I mean, it's a great event not only for networking, but also it gives us the opportunity as an industry to be more united, and particularly in times like this, make sure that our word is passed over to the regulators, to the governments, and to the stakeholders in the right way. And when you look into an industry that is generating, like next year, projection for 23, 9 trillion and more, I mean, it's very, very powerful, and I think we should all be participating to it, and which will give us the ability to really communicate the right messages to our stakeholders and make sure that travel will be even more efficient in the future.
Roberto, grazie mille.
Grazie mille, Angelo. Thank you very much.